Well, YouTube, I have been a bad YouTuber here lately. Basically just come home, you got like an hour or two to get something done, so you freaking try to crank it out and get it done. But today's Saturday, so I got a touch more time on my hands. I'm gonna this is just gonna kind of be an update on what's been going on around here. Haven't really had any like for sure projects, like gonna be cranking it out. But yeah, we had a little problem with the 6.5. We've had it for a while, but I just finally got the title and whatnot for it. So I got the title, it's licensed, got insurance on it finally. So I'm starting to fix a couple of things on it. This donut gasket over here, right there actually, was blown out. It was basically sounded terrible, had a huge exhaust leak ever since I hauled some blocks for the shed. This was, well, it still got the fuel in it from when I was hauling blocks in March with it. So I haven't drove it much, but I put new gasket in up here, donut gasket in, new donut gasket up here. I think this truck's got this 2.5 inch crossover pipe, which is a upgrade or whatnot. But every once in a while when I cold started it, it smoked out of here, and I literally didn't even look at this truck because of what was going on. So, well, the V-band clamp that holds the back of the turbo was chilling right here on the frame. I hammered it up there so I could get to it. I'm gonna lower this thing down. I need to, once I get this pipe hooked up, raise it back up. I need to tighten that up. It's rubbing right there, so once I tighten that up, it should raise it up. And then some hillbilly, what's definitely not me, but I have made some welds like this in my time. I'm sure everybody has, but they don't want to admit to it. But yeah, looks like flux core, stick it together, I guess because this clamp wasn't good enough. 4 to 5 inch adapter, whatever. So I'm gonna grind this off probably. I still gotta wire up my plug. I'm slacking big time here lately, but we're getting back in the groove. We're gonna start cranking some things out. Hopefully I can get some more content for you guys, but this is a start. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up, welded up. Once I get all that put up, I do have an oil filter. I'm gonna change the oil in this thing. But yeah, I plan on driving this thing to a wedding tonight, so we're gonna try to get it ready and go for a little drive. It is definitely a wedding style rig, especially when the wedding's down a gravel road. So that's why I want to drive it. I don't want to drive any of my other nice trucks down gravel. So I'm gonna get this thing good to go, and we're gonna go grab it. So stay tuned. You guys see that right there? That clamp's supposed to be on there, and that explains why it smoked in the engine bay when it started, and that also explains why there probably wasn't much smoke coming out of the tailpipe. Always check over the truck before you do stuff. So I'm gonna get this, try to get that put back on there, and yeah, we'll maybe go take it for a test drive after that. It should run a lot better. And this thing right here, I might cap it off. What's the matter? Let's throw some more boost to the thing. So I don't even know if that's how it works. I've never really messed with these 6.5s. Comment below, tell me what that thing does. But I'm gonna cap it off, because what's it matter? I mean, I think it makes like literally 6 to 10 pounds of boost factory. So what's another, I bet you this little turbo probably won't make more than freaking 15. So it's a fucking Detroit, it'll be fine. We're gonna give this thing what it's needed for probably the past 5 years, an oil change. I know most of you guys keep up on your maintenance, right? I don't, so I don't expect you to, but this thing needs it. So here we go. Everything seems to be sealing up. I'm about to put a battery in the GoPro and we're gonna go for a drive. Thing's already a totally different animal. It never once freaking smoked before, so about to take it out on the road and give her the beans, brothers and sister, maybe. Definitely sounds 100 times different. It makes boost. It boils the tires off instantly, but I think that might be because there's no back brakes. I found a little evidence of a blown brake line, and I think it sat because of the blown brake line, and I'm just now figuring it out after I've already put 1,000 miles on the truck. So always look over your vehicles and don't do what I do, but it still drives great. I mean, hell, it stops fine. I mean, that would explain why the anti-lock brakes is on, but I mean, this thing literally instantly boils the tires off, both of them at that. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty a lot more peppy now. So I think I'm gonna well, I forgot to put the plates on it, but I'm gonna put the plates on it. We're gonna take it for some drive. I'm gonna get it cleaned up, put some miles on it. I am gonna fix the brake line. It's just the right side rear brake line, so I might replace both soft lines over the rear, or the hard lines over the rear end. As long as I don't break a wheel cylinder or something, you know, bolt off in that, which I might have to replace that. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast. But yeah, she's back up and going. Update on this old girl. We gave it to the fella and we had a couple problems with it running a little funky, and the actual tube that goes down on the fuel pump fell off. My bad. I will take the blame on that. I forgot to tighten up the hose clamp that runs the little rubber hose to the metal sending unit from the fuel pump. So it just happens when you take everything off a truck and put it back on. Shit happens. So but I pulled the bed off, got that fixed off camera because it was like a last minute ordeal. And then we went and took this thing driving. It has a slight hesitation, and I did the tune and everything, and I was wondering, you know, what could it be, and I wanted to have another guy check the tune out, so I went and had another guy tune it, and he said the tune looked pretty good, but he said it does seem like the hesitation goes away when we add fuel. So I was like, okay, but the hesitation never like went away. So I think we have a miss from an injector. So I took all the injectors off, cleaned all the injectors out, and this thing is running freaking good now. So like, there's no hesitation. It has a slight hesitation when it's warm and you're like barely under a load, but I think it's a little bit of a mix of the huge cam, the converter, the big tires, and a little bit taller of a gear, or a short gear. We need to have probably 456 gears put in this thing to really make it do what it needs to do with these. I think they're 35s. They might be 37s, but they're a 325 50 22. So I could look it up and tell you, but they're 35s or 37s or 36s. They're somewhere in there. But he did have a little bit of a complaint with the exhaust. I really love how it sounds, but he's got a younger kid, so he wanted a little quieter. So I ended up putting some resonators on this. I cut them, I put them in there and slipped them together. I just have to weld them now. So basically I'm gonna start this thing up, pull it in the shop, and we're gonna do a little welding on this thing. But this thing it's coming around. It's looking good. I actually sent it to a buddy of mine. He aligned the hood gaps. He aligned all this, so it fits right. He aligned the fenders a lot better from the last guy that tore it apart. Like, he just went over everything. The tailgate used to slop and play around and whatnot, and now it's tight as can be. It opens and closes like it's supposed to. So I mean, we put this new badge on it because we didn't like the old badge, so we put that badge on it. But the resonators are in. I literally just have to weld them up, and it actually kind of, I think it does what he wanted to do. He wanted less cackle under a load, and I think it definitely took the cackle out of it. So if you guys ever, these are literally, I mean, they're a decent brand off Amazon, but I think they were 75 bucks for the pair, which is pretty dirt cheap. So I'm gonna set you guys up here. We're gonna take a listen to this thing together, and I'll move it into the shop. The next day, yeah, we got the 6.5 all done. I actually drove it to the wedding, and it drove really good. Now that it's not has 17 exhaust leaks and boost leaks and a fresh oil change and everything like that. So yeah, we got the welder out of the truck here. I had to go wire up this plug. I'm waiting to actually mount it until I get the drywall and plywood and stuff put up and the rest of the insulation, but it works. So we got the resonators welded up here. I just literally just finished that, so we got that finished up. Welds looked decent, good. I mean, about the same as the rest of the welds. So yeah, no, I got it tucked up. I think I tucked it up just a touch more this time since I cut it, but it is literally, I mean, dead nuts perfect left and right. It goes exactly that far over there. I mean, we're gonna set this thing down on the ground. We'll start it up, see how it sounds, and go from there. So yeah, but this will probably be the end of this video. So I appreciate you guys for sticking around. Right now we're kind of in the middle of about 3 projects, and I'm trying to get a little bit of everything done. I'm trying to get this truck back to the guy so he can enjoy it a little bit before winter. And then yeah, we're just had to get the shop cleaned out for the floor to be done. There's lots of stuff to go around. So we're about to start on the next project, and we're about to be full force in it. So thank you for sticking around. Here we go.